you, Joe, for reminding me. Okay, so basically now this is not recorded, but that's okay. So the longing also goes away, seeing the Supreme. And from there, we will take it to I'm going to unmute someone's noise is coming. Okay, here.
I think Kamla's in the backyard and there's a
I just did
going.
muting. So what everybody do is keep it on mute, and then moment you want to speak, it takes 1 second to unmute it, and you can say that way it stays clear. So what these next two verses are, what Krishna Bhagwan does many times in Bhagavad Gita is that he gives, the positive things that ye hota hai, and then he gives a contrast. कि अगर जिसकी सेंस कंट्रोल में नहीं है उसका क्या होगा. So that way, we have a whole picture that what happens. So one who is not self-controlled, one who is like, we can say that, ordinary person who doesn't know this whole system, they succumb to it. And it's almost, you will see it's like a science. This is not, you can't even call this a philosophy. It's a complete science in it. We never think about it this way, but when he's going to explain it, you will see how scientific the whole process is about anger and greed and delusion and all. How does it come? Where does it come from? All that will be there. So keeping that in mind, let's start with verse 61. No, sorry, not 61, 62. 61 we did the last time. Okay. The 61 that we did, I just want to read the English translation. So we have a continuity. Having restrained them all means the senses he's talking about. He should sit steadfast, intent on me. His wisdom is steady, whose senses are under control. So a little bit tip about meditation is here. Restraining the senses, you sit, kisi ka fir ho raha hai. Okay, Kamla ji, you have to keep your...
I don't know how to do it.
Okay, I just did it. Okay, one more person's noise is coming.
Please. Yeah.
Who's is coming? I don't know. किसी और का भी mute नहीं हुआ है अभी.
Why don't you mute everybody from your side?
Yeah, I am, but it takes a little time. So if everybody polices themselves, will be better for me.
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, okay, well, it's okay. You will get it. Right now you are on. Okay, I put it on mute. Okay, just to let me just tell everybody, and maybe you can figure it out while. So on the screen on the left hand corner, once you just tap it once your device, in the left hand corner, bottom left hand corner, there's a video and a mute button. Okay. क्या बोला आपने कमला जी?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, so from there you do it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And whenever you want to talk, you will have to unmute. Otherwise, I cannot hear. Okay. So coming back to it, I just read the 61. So let's go to 62 now. I'm gonna chant, and we'll just do it. I'll do it twice. So once I will chant, and then you can just chant it in your own homes. Dhyayato vishayan punsaha. Dhyayato vishayan punsaha. Sangasteshu pajayate. Sangasteshu pajayate. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Kama krodho bhijayate. Kama krodho bhijayate. Dhyayataha is thinking. And it's like it's a little bit more than thinking over here, this word. Okay, abhi bhi kisi ka aa raha hai. Let me see.
You want to let me move
Okay.
the font again? The subtitle here.
Okay, now I think, all right, I did it for everyone. So, Dhyayata is a little bit stronger than thinking, meditating, basically, meditating on something. Kamla ji, are you saying something?
I said concentrating.
Yes. So, yeah, it's concentrating. So, that's a little bit stronger, just to let you know, because here the word is saying thinking, but it's a little bit more. Vishayan is objects of the senses. So, we have 5 senses: hearing, seeing, smelling, touching, and all that. So, all the things that we do for the senses, the objects are called Vishay. Punsa here is a man. Sangha is attachment. And Teshu, in them, Upajayate is arises. Sangat is from attachment again. Sanjayate is born. Kamaha is used for desire. And Kamat is from desire. Krodha is anger. Abhijayate is arise. So here, I'm going to give a little summary of what's going to happen. Then we will read them. Then it'll have a more meaning. Okay. Still the noise is coming. I'm trying to see where it is. Okay, I think Sneha ke ghar se ho raha hoga. Okay. So I cannot shut this noise. I don't know why.
There is some Vandana who is not on mute.
No, Vandana, you have 2 devices going. So can you shut that other device? Are you on 2 devices? I can see you on this one. Are you on your computer?
On my computer.
And your other phone is also on?
No, it's shut off. The
So
phone
then
is
why you
closed.
have showing 2 devices here for some reason? I don't know why.
Yeah, I'll power the device off also.
Okay, so that maybe it will go away. Okay.
I'm powering it off.
Okay. All right. Fine.
So you should have.
All right. So this is called ladder of fall. So why it's called ladder of fall, I will tell you how Swamiji is explaining it. Firstly, let's take an example. If there is a ladder, and if you take a ball and you just slide it on the ladder, usually what happens to the ball? It will go down, but it catches speed, right? So as you're going down, then it lower, it catches so fast the speed that you cannot catch it anymore. In the beginning, if you try to catch it, it might work, but the more momentum it catches, it's just like goes beyond. So just keep that analogy in mind. Same way, we all get angry, right? Anybody want to kind of think and tell me that where the anger comes from?
When you desire.
When you desire, true. But when we don't think about these things, or we have not studied Bhagavad Gita, or we have not contemplated on it, we don't even know where the anger comes from. Usually we just burst out. Is that everybody's experience? That it's so strong that at that time we just can't stop it, right? So here Krishna Bhagavan is giving a whole science of it. And just like Sneha said, the origin is desire, but let's see how the desire forms. Even that has a science in it. So he's saying that suppose there is an object of desire, it can, from 5 senses, it can be anything. Okay. So you can see something, or you want something, or you want somebody to behave some way. Some object of desire is there, and you start thinking about it. What happens when you think? When you think, you become attached to that kind of thinking. So first is thinking, remember, or concentrating or meditating, whatever the word we use, thayato. The second one is sangha. Sangha means you get attached to it. When you get attached to that thinking, then it becomes a desire. जब तक ध्यान करे उतमें इतना दम नहीं होता है, you can kind of change it. लेकिन अगर उसके continuously उसका करते रहो ध्यान, तो वो संग से desire बन जाती है. और desire, it's like a clinging desire, strong desire. That's the kind of desire he's talking about. when your thinking becomes automatic. That means now I can't stop thinking about it. सोते जागते, every time वही ध्यान में आता है, ऑटोमेटिक थिंकिंग हो जाती है. और वो थिंकिंग मेरे दिलो दिमाग के अंदर डीप ट्रैवल करने लगती है वो थिंकिंग. एंड वंस दैट थिंकिंग बिकम्स डीप, I feel that I am incomplete without this object. I want it so bad. I can't live without it. When that kind of thing happens, that is called the desire. And here, let's talk about clinging desire. Small desire here and there, that's not going to do that much harm. Clinging desire. Now, you have energy built up in your mind, right? Now, suppose somebody comes in between me and my desire. Okay? A obstruction comes. It can be a person, it can be, a situation, anything. It comes in the way of my fulfilling the desire. That's when anger comes. So the energy from the desire gets diverted as an anger. So now it's a ladder of fall, remember? So then it started with wrong thinking. You got attached to the thinking, became attachment, then it became desire, and now its next phase is happening, anger. Now, first thing that happens in anger is what? Anybody wants to share it? Oh, I cannot hear you. Yes.
Irrational behavior.
Yeah, you very good. So it is basically 2-3 steps you jumped already, but we are talking about the science of it. So we're going to go, because Krishna Bhagavan talks about it. Whenever anger comes, delusion happens. What is delusion is just like what Vandana said. First thing that happens, loss of memory when you have delusion. What is memory? Memory is a extremely important part of intelligence. जो बुद्धि हम लोग ने इतना डिस्कस किया ना, बुद्धि, मेमोरी के बिना बुद्धि कुछ भी नहीं है. Even in our computers, if memory is gone, computer cannot function. That example everybody can know in 1 second. So what does memory do for us? Memory is the one, it gives us wisdom, because okay, I have had this experience, and then when I'm making a decision, all that memory is very important, because in presence of that memory I make the judgment. So, and that is the reason that when we are angry, we say horrible things. We say things that later on we regret when the memory comes back. So what Krishna Bhagavan explains, or Swamiji has explained actually, when you, depending on the rage that you feel in the anger, you will even fight with your parents. Your spouse se to sabhi karte hai fight, but we're talking about, people like parents and guru. गुरु को भी ऐसी कड़वी कड़वी बातें बोल देंगे, बिकॉज जो गुरु ने तुम्हारे लिए किया है और जो तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स ने तुम्हारे लिए किया होगा, हम सब भूल जाते हैं वो टाइम पे. They start looking like enemies to us because we have lost the memory bank at that time. And that, so delusion, loss of memory, loss of discrimination. Discrimination is viveka buddhi. Like, okay, what is right, what is wrong, that is gone. And if that is gone, Krishna Bhagavan calls it pranashyati. Person is destroyed. So he doesn't mean that somebody is destroyed forever and all. Huh? There's no such thing in Vedanta that. But you become incapable of achieving your goal, doing anything noble, anything nicer, and all those kind of things. So that is the sequence in this. And one of the other things is, okay, maybe we can just start reading. Everybody understood this ladder of fall, right? This sequence. Now when we read it, we will get it much nicer. Okay, who's going to read now? We can, yeah, okay, Shireen. There's one
When
more.
a man
things, some objects, attachment for them arises. From attachment, desire is born. From desire arises anger.
Okay, before we go, I forgot that there are two verses that go together, and I didn't chant the second one. Okay, so I'll do the two, chant the second one, and then we can go. So second verse is 63 is Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. Smriti भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः. Smriti भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः. बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. Krodhat is from anger. Bhavati comes. Sammoha, delusion. Sammohat, from delusion. Smriti vibhramaha, loss of memory. So now you can see the sequence. Smriti bhranshat, from loss of memory. Buddhi nashaha, the destruction of discrimination. Buddhi nashat, from the destruction of discrimination. Pranashyati, perishes. That's what I was going to tell you. Pranashyati. So here are all these words that I already explained what these words are. And there's here in this verses they have not mentioned, but I think it's worth discussing this. That's what I was trying to think, that if I forgot something. There are whoever studies a little bit Vedanta, there are 6 dirts of mind, we call it. When we do children's class, we call it 6 sharks that are ready to eat us up. Or we have it in our mind that we have to get rid of, and they are Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mad, Matsarya. You have heard of those 6? So and that also has a sequence. So Kama means desire. So we saw that how desires are formed, that you think of an object, becomes attachment, and that attachment, clinging attachment leads to desire. Now what happens when we have a desire? Desire is the one which makes us do something. Our action ke pehle desire aati hai, right? And if we go a little bit more deep in Vedanta, why does a desire happen? Anybody want to kind of share this from whatever we have studied? Why we desire this or that or that?
Isn't it sankalpa, the imaginations that we get?
Right, but the cause of it. I'm looking for the cause of it. So according to Vedanta, the cause is when I don't know my true nature.
Okay.
Ignorance. Ignorance is the cause of desire. Okay. So when desire happens, then I do action and I get it. So 2 things can happen when I get my desire. When I get the desire, greed comes in. So काम and क्रोध we saw, right? काम से क्रोध कैसे आता है? लोभ आता है because now I'm enjoying this, so I want more of it. So लोभ आ गया, right? काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, and delusion you saw कि क्यों होता है delusion. Mad is pride. I got it, that person doesn't have it. That's the feeling, and I get joy in that feeling. I got it. So, and then Matsarya is jealousy. There also, so if I get it, I get Lobha and Mad, pride. These 2 are because I got the stuff. And then if I don't get it, and if somebody got it, I get jealous. But there's a very important point here. I only get jealous of people who are a little bit closer in my status. If Bill Gates gets something, I don't care. So somebody who is like more near me, it could be my neighbor, my friend, my relative. Those things are the one we get jealous of. We don't get jealous of Tom, Dick, or Harry, anybody. So there is a science in it. So then so see how Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya, all of them are related. They are like bhai behen of this desire. So uski jo mool jad hai wo desire hai. See, we don't think like that. But when we start getting all these feelings, be 100% sure that it is somewhere my own desire, that's why it is happening. I cannot blame anyone, even for anger, because usually we have the habit of thinking that person made me angry, he did this or she did that, but in reality that's not true.
But
Your own.
ultimately, it is the attachment.
Yes. Yeah.
You gave the same talk of letter and all that long time ago.
I did it before also. True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we are going in
So-
sequence. True.
So when you have attachment to anything and it's taken away from you, that's how you find out you have no attachment, because then you don't care if something goes away.
Right.
So you won't get the anger.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I experience it 10 times a day.
So I think that this will make us think. So then we will start. First thing will start happening is we will not blame anybody. Number two is, then we will, before like I said, the ladder of fall, the way Swamiji explained, that once the momentum catches, you cannot stop it. Because that's why when person is in anger, we also say that when somebody is very angry, it's not worth talking to him or her. You will never get a rational thing. So the best thing is just, that's why in the Western country also they said, oh, go run around the house one time, or things like that. They say, no, they give some time, or whatever you want to do, create a little gap, and so best thing to do is to try to catch it early, and if you have contemplated on it, then we have a better chance that, okay, next time, when the anger starts showing up, if I can remember that, hey, my own desire is coming in here, then there's a chance. And then another very important thing, one of the Swamis said, that how the anger is going to come out, even that person doesn't know, because it depends on the sanskaras and subconscious mind and all that. That some people burst into violence in anger, and it's unpredictable. It's kind of a scary thing. And when I'm teaching the younger kids, like 10th graders, I tell them, have you ever seen yourself when you are angry in the mirror? What happens? You will not recognize yourself. Aankhein laal ho jayegi, or you almost start looking like a rakshasa, I would say. Whole persona changes, and later on we regret, why did I say it, whatever I said, or why did I do this, or why did I behave like this? Sometimes it's too late, and then we have our own pride. Sometimes we don't even want to go and apologize. But if I realize that, okay, it happened because of my own problem, then I'll have more likely that I will go and apologize and clear it. So that's the thing I wanted to bring out. All right, so now we can go. Shireen, now you can go. Sorry about that, but I thought this was important.
So this is 63.
Yeah.
From anger comes delusion. From delusion, loss of memory. From loss of memory, the destruction of discrimination. From destruction of discrimination, he perishes.
So everybody
From
knows the
this
sequence.
verse-
Sorry, go ahead.
From this verse onwards, Lord Krishna explains in 5 noble stanzas the Hindu psychological theory of the fall of man from godhood. This is done only to bring home to Arjuna that he, the mighty armed, must try to conquer all of its indriyas from all sides. Such a man, concludes Krishna, is a man of perfection as conceived in and contemplated upon, as explained in and glorified by the scriptural books of the Hindus. This section also gives to us a clear pattern of the autobiography of all seekers who have, after long periods of practice, come to rake themselves on the rocks of failure and disappointment. To a true seeker in Vedanta, no fall is ever possible. Instances of unsuccessful seekers are not few. In all of them, the mistake we notice is that they ultimately fell back to be victims of sense entanglement, and in all those cases, we also notice that the fallen ones drank the very dregs of it. There's no halfway house for such victims. A slip for them means their total destruction.
So here you see that he firstly is talking that a true seeker, no fall is ever possible. So, but this is, the unsuccessful seekers who are few. That he's also talking about the danger. Okay, that we may be going on this path and all that, but if we are not careful and not vigilant and don't know the science behind it, then we're going to fall victim of it. And when somebody falls, you fall all the way down. That's what he's telling you. This is what it means. The very dregs of it means you just totally gone case. Okay. And it takes a long time to come up then. It's easy to have that anger and have the burst, but you know that the fixing of it takes a lot of work then. Okay.
The ladder of fall is very beautifully described here. The path of destruction for a seeker is so elaborately detailed in these stanzas that, fallen as we are, we shall know how to get back to a pristine glory and inward perfection. Like a tree which emerges from a seed, the source of all evil scars from our own wrong thinking or due to false imaginations. Thought is creative. It can make us or mar us. If rightly harnessed, it can be used for constructive purposes. If misused, it can totally destroy us. When we constantly think about a sense object, the consistency of that thought creates within us an attachment for the object of a thought. When more and more thoughts flow towards that object of attachment, they crystallize to form a burning desire for the possession and enjoyment of the object of attachment. Thus, the same force of the motion, when directed towards the obstacles that threaten the non-fulfillment of a desire, is called anger, growth.
So this is in this paragraph he's just explaining that the same energy that is in your desire, if the obstruction comes to fulfill that desire, turns into anger.
An intellect fueled with anger, growth, comes to experience delusion. And the deluded intellect has no power of discrimination because it loses all of the memories of the past. Anyone who is filled with anger is capable of doing acts while totally forgetting himself and his relationship with all others. Sri Shankaracharya says in this connection that a deluded fool who's in this mental condition might even fight with his own teachers or parents while forgetting his indebtedness to these revered persons.
So we discussed that. Even that very revered people, we will start saying horrible things. Yes. Go ahead.
Thus, when an individual through wrong channels of thinking becomes attached to an object, the attachment matures into a burning desire to possess that object. When an obstruction to possess that object of desire shoots him into a fit of anger, the mental disturbance caused by this emotion deludes the intellect and makes the individual forget his sense of proportion and his sense of relationship with things and beings around him. When thus a deluded intellect forgets its dignity of culture, it loses its discriminative capacity, which is called in common parlance conscience, buddhi.
So here, he's talking about buddhi. So another definition of buddhi, the discriminative capacity in us is called buddhi. So that's what, keeps us separate, what should I say, from animals. What is the main difference between animal and us? We have a higher discriminative capacity. That's why we can progress. Animal usually, whatever their habits and the way they live and all that, everything millions of years is still, a dog will always do what dog do. Humans are the only one. He can act like a dog, act like a human, or act like somebody saint. Itna variation. That's because of the buddhi.
Conscience is that knowledge to be enjoyed for differentiating the good from the evil, which often forms a standard within us, and whenever it can, warns the mind against its lustful sensuousness and animalism. Once this conscience is dulled, the man becomes a two-legged animal with no sense of proportion and no ears for any subtler call within him than the howling, urgent hungers of the flesh. Thereby he is guarantee for himself a complete destruction, inasmuch as such a bosom cannot come to perceive or strive for the higher, the nobler, and the diviner.
So when he said pranashyati, basically pranashyati means the person get destroyed, but that's the real meaning of it, that he is not capable of anything which is like higher, nobler, or diviner. That's what it means, pranashyati. It's not like he gets completely destroyed and will never be able to get up, nothing like that. Because, one great thing about Bhagavad Gita is that in later chapters, Bhagwan will, say that no matter how many sins you have done, no matter what you have done, if you make a resolve that I want to change myself and go towards the higher, you have already become a Mahatma. That much he has given assurance. So, we should not get discouraged by this because the way it sounds like a person get destroyed or is never going to get up. That's not what the meaning is. Just wanted to caution about that. Okay.
The contemplation of sense objects has been described as the source of all evils. Now the means of deliverance, moksha, is described as follows.
So this one described first, Krishna Bhagwan explained what are the characteristics of a realized person. And then he is told you what is the ladder of fall. And now he's going to say, okay, if somebody is gone down that path, how to bring yourself up. We want ladder of rise also. So he's going to talk about that. We kind of already know. But see how systematic the whole thing is, how he's telling him everything. And then everything that he's telling over here, that theme is going to continue in the rest of the Bhagavad Gita. He just goes and explains more and more and more in detail, because in one of the chapters later on, I don't know exactly which one it is, where he says that greed and anger are gateway to hell. कोई बोलेगा ना hell is somewhere and after you die you go, no, you can create a hell right here and you can enter it through the gateway of anger and greed. It will, if you have anger and greed in your heart, it will lead you to hell. So much clarity he's going to explain further. But once we know that anger is coming from my own desire, I have a better chance of improving myself or being cautious and not going that ladder of fall. Okay, any discussion on this? Anybody wants to share anything, comment, has any question?
So what about passion? Like you have a passion for something and somebody denies you. Is that attachment?
Yes, you can call it an attachment. Like each person has to weigh in their own heart, like since we are householders, okay? We are not, if I was a single person sitting in a cave, I can do whatever I want. Nobody's there to tell me. But if I have taken this responsibility of a family, hopefully in our generation, nobody forced us, right? That we wanted to get married, so we did, and we had children and all that. And now, so we have certain responsibility towards them. And if it's going to create a lot of disharmony in the family, then I should not do it. That's a sacrifice I make. And there are, and sometimes, if we have a situation, okay, I have this passion and other people don't like it, but slowly they change their mind and they still let you do it. So but if I'm going to create a lot of disharmony with it, yeah, then it is my problem. It is not I'm not doing my spiritual sadhana properly. That's what I think, but other people can comment on it. Is that does that make sense, Joe, or you have some other comment about that?
No, I was just saying that it does say somewhere in Geeta about being udasin.
No, so that's a very good point that you brought. He's not udasin, मतलब ये नहीं कि उदास होके बैठ जाओ, depressed होके बैठ जाओ.
I meant udasin is passionless.
No, udasin is above likes and dislikes. Ut means up, and seen means बैठ जाओ. So हम लोग जो बोलते हैं ना कि become a witness, and so that's where it is. A man of realization, in true sense, enjoys life so much. None of us are capable of enjoying that much. We think कि भाई वो boring आदमी है, वो लोग कितना joke भी करते हैं, सब कुछ करते हैं. They look always happy and this thing, because something negative happens doesn't affect them. It's like, hey, if I know, I have like, how should we put this? If I have everything in the world, then I can play with it. No, it doesn't matter to me. थोड़ा इधर उधर चला.
I'm detached playing with it.
Huh?
So long as I'm detached while
Exactly.
I'm playing with it.
So passion उस ढंग से आएगा ही नहीं. Because मेरे को उसमें value ही नहीं दिखाई देगी. जो चीज naturally आएगी ना, and what I have seen, okay, personally, if you have some really good desire in your mind, which is noble and all higher, see, we cannot suddenly go from becoming desireless. So that's why we talked about it. That it's better to attach to something higher, attach to something, and the lower one keeps dropping off. Usme God does help us. So many times, like the whole family may be against something, but if you have a good desire, slowly you will see they will change also. They also come around, and either they let you do it, or they will join you, or they will stop criticizing you. So if it is a good desire, you can keep it and surrender to God. Pray. That's how we can do it. Yeah, Vandana.
One has to think about a balanced portion. Maybe I have the desire, the passion, but let it have some time. Like the other family members may not be agreeable totally at it, but let it be. Don't confront it. If you are firm with your ideas and your passion, then you know that even if the whole world is opposed to it, but I was born to have this one, and I'm going to give myself to that cause or whatever that passion, that desire is. But use a balance of mind. Don't bring it up, with your family or your husband or anybody. Let it be. Everything has a time in life.
Yeah, that's a good point too. True. Yeah.
Let it be. Let it so. You don't have to. Everybody doesn't have to agree with. Let's agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. I mean, this is what today's 21st. So believe in you. Believe in that cause or whatever is that. Each of us wakes up in the morning that I'm going to. I enjoy this one. I feel fulfilled. I am the happiest person, whatever it is, fill in the blanks.
See, since we are doing Bhagavad Gita, what basically over here, we are trying to get away from our personal desire and think about like oneness and lok sangraha. So you have to keep that in mind, because sometimes, when we focus too much on our personal thing, then again problems can happen. So since we are studying Bhagavad Gita, we want to keep that theme in mind, because the whole idea is how to go towards that higher in spirituality through this. So that's why we are studying this, Otherwise, from the psychological point of view, there are 100 points and all that, but we want to keep it focused on what Krishna Bhagwan is saying. And if in the end, it is Bhagwan's job will be done through you. If you make it a good patra, he knows exactly what your passion is. He knows how to get things out of you. If you surrender to him, things will fall. And then you will see in chapter 9, there is one very famous verse where Krishna Bhagwan says, if you surrender to me, Sneha, your keeps getting yeah, I'm muting it, but then it keeps getting unmuted for some reason. Okay, that's where that noise was coming from, Sneha's thing.
Yeah, okay.
So he says that if you surrender to me, I will take care of your yog and shame. Means whatever you desire and whatever it's worth, guarding, whatever worth keeping, I will take care of it. So that those things are very, very important to keep the right context in this class, Otherwise, we can very easily go off topic,
So one more message which I have, it just came to my mind.
Yeah, sure.
And it's from Krishna, baby Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
It says, Ekla chalo, but be detached.
Mm-hmm.
It means you walk alone, but don't be attached.
Very
So
good
everything
message.
can happen around you, it doesn't matter. You just do what you're supposed to do.
Yes, true. Anybody else?
I also want to add something.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that if you have a good desire, that is, and you have an anger for that to correct something wrong in society. So that anger, good anger is good. So that means you are really ending something bad. So for that, they said that anger is also okay to do the right thing.
So, anything else you want to say? Then I will say that what Swamiji was talking about anger. Go ahead. Sneh, anything more? No? So anger, what Swamiji explained, that anger can be a small tool in our toolbox. Okay? And I gave the example of a little child. That if they are sticking a finger in some kind of electric thing and you are like, 20 feet away from them and you can't get to them, you're going to very angrily tell them, but you are using that as a tool. Okay? But बोलते हैं ना, एक हिंदी में बहुत अच्छी कहावत है, बातों के भूत लातों से नहीं, sorry, लातों के भूत बातों से मानते हैं. But you have to be very cautious, because that's where the danger can come, that if I'm not careful, I can justify my anger. So you have to really go back and contemplate. Certain cases it can be justified, and you will know in your heart, because when it is unjustified anger, हम लोग को ग्लानि होती है मन में, So the saints and sages use that anger sometimes for spiritual upliftment of their chelas, like if somebody did something, they might get angry and he might look like he's doing it just like any other person. No, his anger is very much in control. और वो anger उसको सुधार भी देगा,
There is this example in the Ramayana where Ramchandra ji never gets angry, right? He's
True.
the most dispassionate.
कभी anger हुआ था, एक बार हुआ था उनको.
हाँ, तो वही example मैं दे रही थी कि वो जब समुद्र ने रास्ता नहीं दिया उनको,
Right.
तो तब एक बार उन्होंने अपना तीर निकाला और एंगर दिखाया समुद्र को, तो then रास्ता मिल गया उनको. तो how would you explain that? That was in his own interest या जनहित के लिए, किस लिए गुस्सा किया था उन्होंने? जनहित
के लिए हो गया ना भाई. अगर हम लोग जो रामायण और महाभारत और ये सब कहानियां है ना, उसके डिफरेंट स्तर हैं. एक स्तर है कि वे ऊपर से कहानी देख लो, वो वाइफ को किडनैप कर लिया, उस जाके छुड़ा लिया, ये वो, फिर वो उसका डीपर मीनिंग ले, एंड उसमें डूबते जाओ. तो बेस ऑफ इट वो कोई वाइफ को छुड़ाने के लिए उन्होंने अवतार नहीं लिया था. अवतार लिया था राक्षसों का वध करने के लिए, धर्म की स्थापना के लिए. सो अगर आप उस बात को ध्यान में रखेंगे तो उनका 100% जस्टिफाइड था. जब तक वो जाएंगे नहीं वहां पर तो उनको, और अगर उस स्तर से देखो तो वो विष्णु का अवतार थे. समुद्र तो उनकी मुट्ठी में था. इट इज वन ऑफ द हिज पावर्स ओनली. जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि पावर कहीं से मिला है और उसी को हम आंख दिखा रहे हैं.
तो इसका ये मतलब है कि अगर कोई अच्छा काम करने के लिए आप चल रहे हैं और कोई रास्ते में बाधा आती है तो एंगर इज जस्टिफाइड. एंगर
इज जस्टिफाइड टू एज अ टूल. एंगर इज नॉट जस्टिफाइड दैट आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्ट्रॉय दैट पर्सन. अगर उसमें मेरा सेल्फिशनेस आ गया ना, और जैसे कि जो रामचंद्र जी भी, अगर आप रामायण आपको काफी पसंद है और आप काफी पढ़ते होंगे, और बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल स्टोरी है रामायण में. अगर आप रामायण में पूरा देखेंगे ना, कभी भी रामचंद्र जी ने किसी को अपना दुश्मन वैसे नहीं माना. विभीषण भी आया उनके पास तो उन्होंने उसको एक सेकंड में एक्सेप्ट किया. मेरी जो शरण में आएगा, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू लुक कि वेदर यू आर अ दुश्मन और थिंग्स लाइक दैट. एंड देन एक और कहानी है रामायण में बहुत ब्यूटीफुल. आई एम श्योर दैट इफ यू हैव हर्ड इट, दैट मे बी यू विल रिलेट टू इट, कि दो वो आए थे, स्पाइज आए थे रामचंद्र जी के खेमे में देखने के लिए भी क्या है। तो बांदरों ने उनको पकड़ लिया और वो लोग कुछ चिड़िया विड़िया बन के आए थे और वो वापस राक्षस बन गए। तो बोला इनको तो मारो पीटो, चलो लेके चलो। और उनको लगा रामचंद्र जी तो उनको इतना पनिशमेंट देंगे। तो रामचंद्र जी ने पूछा कि भाई कौन हो, तो बोले हम स्पाइज है। तो बोला अच्छा तो कर लो अपना काम आराम से, कोई बात नहीं, खाओ पियो यहाँ पर बैठो और देख लो जो भी देखना है। मतलब look at him, like he's like murti of not being angry, you know. And that one time that he did, it was a very controlled one, because you know एक कोई हिंदी में कहावत है ना, मेरी बिल्ली मुझसे ही म्याऊं, वही कर रहा था वो समुद्र। बट वो भी he was just saying कि भाई मैं अपनी मर्यादा छोड़ना नहीं चाहता। He was confused about his duties, I think, you know. And once he, that's what it is. So अगर थोड़ा बहुत कभी हुआ भी,
Thank you.
I have an input on this, not related to Ramayana. I don't know it that well, but if you relate it to Geeta, then if you have a detached anger and you are dedicated to God, not for your personal benefit, then that is justified.
That's a very good point. True.
Yeah. So,
I think you will know. See, the more
you
we
will know
study,
there's a difference between you are
Yes.
doing for yourself, for your selfish reason, or you have dedicated to God. And then it's a detached anger.